Hey everybody, it's your girl Miss Cherie with the Vocal Truth Podcast. So normally I would normally talk about different pressing issues, but today this is gonna be like a casual show, just reflecting on my birthday and getting a year older. It was your girl's birthday this past Friday on September 4th. Yes, I'm that almighty Virgo. So, with that being said, I just wanted to chat about some stuff, kind of reflect and have a little chat session with you guys, if possible. I know I've gotten far off my usual schedule, but a lot of things have happened, and we're going to discuss that as well. So, number one, just a reflection on this past year. Um, so from last year's birthday to this year's birthday, it's been one hell of a ride if I gotta really put it that way. I The biggest thing with me is just work wise, home life wise, things I'm pursuing. Like it's been a big shakeup this year from last year's birthday to this year's birthday, but it's been a shakeup in the best way possible. Like I wouldn't trade this year for anything, even with COVID and everything else. And that's because while I've had my share of apprehensions about things that were going on with me, um, for the most part, I still persevered, and someone softened their heart and hired me in the midst of a pandemic. I did get a better job than what I was working last year. I remember working last year around my birthday being upset because even though I had been with that particular company for a while, I couldn't take my birthday off. They wouldn't even let me have my daughter's birthday off, so I missed my daughter's birthday, my birthday. Like I couldn't celebrate anything. And I remember just being upset because I was also trying to find a way out of that company. I was already like job searching and going on interviews, of course, to no avail back then. So fast forward to like March. Um, hey Anthony, hey Tony. Um, Fast forward to like March. Hey, mom, Florence as well. Fast forward to like March, where I was laid off at the end of March from my previous position, and I was worried. I was very much worried. But even before I got laid off, I was also, in addition to being irritated about having to miss my birthday and my child's birthday, um, I had an issue because I couldn't even get time off to go to her IEP meeting. My job was finding ways to not let me off for her meeting, and it still happened. Um, it was a lot with that job that I was feeling where I was trying to go, and I just couldn't find another job. So it was like being laid off at the time was a blessing in disguise. But of course, when in times of uncertainty, even though I was praying, I was still worried. I'm not gonna lie. I was still a bit worried. But it was one thing that I know that I definitely trusted God with, which was, making sure I had a job at the time the extra money quit coming for unemployment. Now, while it helped, so that part definitely helped. It helped me catch up some stuff. And now I'm in another job, but not only another job, I'm in like a step higher than what my previous jobs were. So I got my own raise, got my own promotion. And so far with that particular job, I seem to be doing well. Also, in that reflection, during this past year, I've lost friends. I've solidified or really enhanced some friendships, really put some time in, put effort. Because one of my other things was making sure I'm out here spending some time with my friends, the ones who want to hang out with me as much as I can. Because one thing most people don't know is that off and on, I battle depression. So a lot of times I may not want to go out. Maybe I don't want to be seen. Maybe I'm just not feeling my best. And I'm not the type to go out and be like a Debbie Downer. So I'll stay in the house. It'll be anything, or I'll just say, nothing. I never really say anything. People just think I'm a flake, but I usually just kind of let it hang there. So if you were somebody I ever not came out with, that's something to know that a lot of times I'm battling my own demons, and I just don't have it in me to come out, especially if it's a situation where I may be around people I don't know. and as jovial and as a people person I can be. Sometimes some days it just may be a struggle for me, but I'm getting better with that. But maybe it's the mood. I don't know if it's getting older, but or learning to let go of things more as I get older. People say as you get older, you start to care less, and it's starting to become that. Now, at times, I will admit there are certain things that still get to me, especially if it comes down to people still bullying as an adult about my weight or anything like that, or saying anything about people like that may be in the same grouping. Yes, that gets to me because I know they're still talking about me too. But as I'm getting older, I'm starting to care less because it's also usually comes from people I wouldn't normally talk to anyway. So there's that. I feel like I'm getting every time I feel like I'm getting a better handle on things. I'm a little nervous. I have a teenager now. My oldest is entering the teen years, but I feel like I'm starting to get a handle on the parenting where at least she knows I have her back. And that was something I was always concerned about as a parent, is my child feeling comfortable with me. So I feel like that's something good. I'm getting good vibes about that, and getting the school thing now, with virtual learning. Virtual learning is tough, especially when you're at home working. And no disrespect to most teachers, and to be honest, a lot of times it's not even the teachers, it's the helpers. I understand that sometimes y'all need a little help to kind of snap the kids back into the lesson. This is all a lot for a lot of people, but I'm still at work. And my work is not, I got my door open, I got my kids set up near me, but the nature of my job is sometimes I'm on and off the phone. And exactly, Anthony, you get older, I'm gonna show that up. You get older and learn, so you'll care less. Very true. I'm caring less and less about what people think of me. So a lot of times when I do things like I'm getting more comfortable with my sense of style and the type of style I like, um, without any concern about people thinking I'm weird, especially as a Black girl, like in certain things, like getting certain, it's just entertaining now that when I do certain things, like if I wear dark color lipstick, people are either saying I'm a devil worshiper or I'm gothic, which I don't mind the gothic label, but it's usually tied in with the devil worshiping, which is weird to me. And it's only based on lipstick or because of my locks, and sometimes wearing dark lipstick, people will think that I'm gay or something. And I'm like, now at this point, I just laugh because I'm like, and sometimes I think it's hilarious because sometimes it's coming from people who know me. So it's like, you know me and you're creating this stuff. So some things become a little hairy. But back to my message for the teachers, it's like, please don't call me on my phone when I'm only in the other room. And please don't tell them to bring their device in there because my youngest gets really pushy. And if I'm on the phone for work, my oldest knows to listen for me talking on the phone. My youngest, if her teacher tells her, ask your mom for something, she doesn't have any concept. Like, she hears me on the phone, but she feels like a teacher is an authority figure. So you say, go get your mom or tell your mom to come here. Some of y'all need to remember parents are at home working as well. So you can't just tell the kid to pull your parent real quick because I got something to say. Oh, she put her pencil down and I told her to pick the pencil up. I'm gonna need you to get your whole life and just ask them that on the computer. And if they're not doing it, I will get to it because I also have their devices up loud enough where I'm hearing it, and I will get to them when I can. But that's one of my pet peeves. But that's been from the start of remote learning earlier this year, and then the continuation with the beginning of the school year. But the other thing is, like, my friendships, I realize I have the dopest group of friends, the people who have rocked with me. Like, I love them. So if you're watching this, I love you. I love you, whether you're family, friends, somebody who just stuck with my crazy throughout the years, ups and downs and everything. I really, really and truly love and appreciate y'all because it means a lot when I'm watching people. Like, And I'm not talking about people who delete off Facebook, because if I only contact you on Facebook, you're really not a friend. I'm talking about people that really, really, really and truly rock with me and have me. So reflecting on that and friendships, before I wasn't really concerned about friendships like that. I really wasn't. And maybe it was because I had the wrong group of friends. And most of those people that made me unbothered or unconcerned about friendships were people that probably weren't my friends anyway, or probably latched on for one reason or another. But now, like with the friends I have that been around and rock with me, and I'm realizing they really always had me through like tough times when I was upset or anything, or even if they were going to step because somebody made me mad, and they like, okay, who we got or whatever the situation is. I just love, love, love and appreciate those friends who have always been there and are not going anywhere. Because, even in tough times, people will lash out and people do things. Like I said, I lost a friend, but I didn't view it as a loss. Because at the end of the day, I was already feeling like that person really wasn't my friend. There was a lot of things going on. Well, and when I examine how I feel about that person, I don't even miss them. And that's bad. Like, I'm the type of person, if you really my friend and we have that type of friendship bond like that, like if it's a situation where I can't talk to you or reach out, whether it's like, hey, how you doing? Or if I can't hit you up like, hey, let's go to Cooper's Hall because I'm bored. Like, and I can't reach out to you, or if it's that type of situation, then I would normally miss a person like that, because that means you're instrumental. You're somebody, like one of the first top people I'll call when I rarely call anybody. I'm really horrible at that. That still hasn't gotten better with this last year. And for those inquiring, I did turn 37. I did enjoy my birthday weekend. It was great. It was over Labor Day weekend, so I definitely enjoyed the barbecue at my brother's house. I definitely enjoyed spending time alone on my birthday just to reflect and think. Um, I do still like going out. I do spend a lot of time at crafting events. Shout out to Heather with Star Studded Soiree. She keeps having these paint and sip events that I always make it my business to go to. And while I definitely love supporting my friends, I definitely love the fact that the group of friends I have support me back. And that's important. So it lets me know that at some point in my life, I've learned to pick out my friends. And also, at some point in my life, I've learned to not pick horrible choices in dating. So, my discernment when it comes to dating and my willingness to quote unquote give people chances, as my mom will say, is laying on the ground. So, my tolerance levels for a lot of BS is low, low, low. I'm getting closer to 40. I have no time and I have no inclination and I have no time. Like, if I'm 37 and I meet somebody older than me, and I'm not talking about this person needs to have a big house, a fancy car. I'm talking about basics. Have a place to stay wherever that is, where you're paying rent and your own bills. Be independent. That's still basic. That's still kind of laying on the ground. But those basic things means, like, I don't, and maybe it's some of the dating prospects I've run into, but I'm one of the type of people that I don't want anyone who needs me. I want someone who wants me, and that's a big difference. And the difference in that is, if you need me, when that need of me expires, where does that leave this so-called relationship or whatever? Usually it falls by the wayside. You don't need me anymore. So then I've seen this a lot, not in my own personal experiences, because I've always, just being honest, as a big girl, I've always refused to like be that woman helping somebody out. I can't do it. I can't be that woman that's, oh, you're down and out, you don't have a place to stay, come stay with me. Oh, I can't allow myself to be used. And I've seen so many men, so many women talk about building men and building with them. And I can't do it. Like, I can't, like, if we're really and truly building together, which means I have building blocks and they have building blocks, then and only then are we actually building. But if this building requires me to use my time and resources to build up someone, then that's a problem, because now you're depleting me with nothing to pour back into me. And that's just not healthy. So I'm all about healthy relationships, healthy friendships. So that's one positive about getting older and understanding what that is. Also, like I already stated, being comfortable with me, whatever that may be for me. Also, parenthood, that's pretty much the same. Upside is I definitely am saying this. I'm on the record. So if I ever come up pregnant, mention it. I ain't having no kids. No more kids. These two are enough. Enough. That's it. So as if there's an older guy out there with no kids, I can't do it. I can't have any. I don't want to. Like if that's the case, that man is gonna have to take care of that baby, because I am tired. I'm not doing the potty training no more. I don't want to. It's gonna have to take an amazing man to make me want to have a baby. Cause yeah, exactly, Ma. Is knowing who I am. My mom, Florence, said that's knowing who you are, but it's also knowing. It's not just knowing who I am. It's being comfortable in my own shoes. Because to be honest, I want to say that for me, I wasn't always comfortable in my own shoes. I would exude confidence, but it wasn't always there. And a lot of times it would get chipped away the more people would make fun, or the more people would pick, or the more people would push and try to say, hey, you don't deserve this, because that does chip away at people's confidence. I don't care what no one says. Like, the more, like, when you tell people they don't deserve XYZ because they look a certain way, or because they are a certain way, or you constantly make fun of different things that make up a person or is their present state of being, that has an impact on them. So a lot of times I've learned to try to watch my words. Before, when I was working at Uber, I was the petty queen. I say petty stuff. Now, I wasn't trying to be mean petty unless somebody came to be mean petty with me. Now, if you want to be mean petty with me, then it's fair game, but I go for the jugular. And I do mean the jugular. I'm not going to call you ugly, fat, skinny, whatever. I'm going to talk about your upbringing, your baby daddy, your kids that you ain't taking care of. I'm that type of person. That's the person, that's the negative side of me that as I've gotten older, I don't like that side. I know I can be that way, but that's where Jesus is coming in, because he holding me by a few more of these locks and getting my life in order and trying to, just be a better version of myself. The other update is just that my reflection is more so taking stock of what my goals are and what I want to do, and actually taking steps, actionable steps to make things happen. For example, I wanted to be a freelance writer before, and I did it before. And I got somewhere with it, but that was back when people read more. I still want to do freelance writing, but most of y'all ain't reading. Some of y'all can't even stick through like one of these podcasts. Y'all watch it later. And sometimes I know they go long, because 45 minutes, especially if I get passionate about what I'm talking about, then I'm going. Especially, y'all know how I am about politics and these politicians and what they say and how they lie to Black people. I'm still going to talk about that. I'm still going to, matter of fact, next week I'm talking about police brutality, and I'm going to mention it again when I do the podcast the next time. I don't know if it's going to be next week or the week after, to be honest. But I'm going to talk about the police brutality against Black people. And to be honest, I know a lot of cop people, as much as I love them, they're going to be mad. And yes, I could bring a cop on the show, but I don't want to. And I'll go more into that when I do the podcast, but I just don't want to, because I ain't trying to hear it. I already know what the reasonings are. It's always a reason. And yeah, I'm just not going. I don't buy it. I'm not going. Black cop, white cop, green cop, I don't care. I'm not going. I don't care what they say. But anyway, I'm still taking steps forward. Like, for example, I still do the podcast. I work now I also am in school for nails. So that's one of my other things that I was doing during quarantine. Whether or not, people support or not support, I stopped worrying about who supports. I have a number of businesses up already. I have a number of things I'm working on and taking actionable steps. If people support, that's wonderful. That's my hope. That's my goal. I'm not going to say, oh well, but at the same time, I'm not going to be angry if people don't support. Will notes be taken? Possibly, possibly. Will I be vindictive about my support of other people? Nah. If people are doing something that I can get behind, then I don't have any problem supporting. My support is it has no prejudice. If you're doing something I believe in or something I like, I'll support regardless. And what I find a lot of times is when you're not like that and saying, I'm not going to support this person because they don't support me, all that does is put back out there what you're already receiving, lack of support or a lack of anything or whatever it is. During my time on this earth, these 37 years, it's definitely hitting me hard that you don't always have to throw out what you receive. A lot of times it's not even necessarily the energy that you're putting out there, because it does take energy to sit up and remember what every little thing that somebody did to you and to make sure that you give them their get back. I don't have to do that. I really don't. I don't have the inclination. If somebody's mean to me, the only energy I put into that is avoid them. If you don't like me that bad, don't be in my face. Don't talk to me. Don't be phony. Because I'm definitely not a phony person. I'm about as I feel like I'm genuine. If other people don't feel like I'm genuine, that's different. A lot of people have different feelings about me. It's really not my concern, because the only people I'm concerned about are people who care about me and who are really supportive of me and my kids and whatever else is going on. It's an ugly world out here, and learning how to navigate it while keeping your sanity is difficult, to say the least. It's very difficult. But definitely it's a lot of life lessons I was taught early on that I know I didn't listen to and definitely didn't get. But in the famous words of my grandmother, that was the other Florence Murray, that I used to listen to all the time. She always say, just keep living, and that's pretty much all you can do. And that's pretty much all my reflections. It's just a lot of epiphanies going on this year, a lot of blessings coming up. Um, and as I'm blessed, I'm definitely trying to bless others in different ways. It's not always monetary, but definitely my time, my presence, my support. That's how I feel like I'm being a blessing to others that are around me. But yeah, I'm just trying to make sure I'm giving out the energy that I want in return. And I hope you guys all do that as well. Thanks for checking in with me and listening to my birthday, I guess, reflections, revelations, and probably a little ranting as well. And I'll chat with you guys on the next broadcast. Thanks.